Hello, everybody. Welcome in. We're back with another set of action-packed races for everybody here tonight. So, with that being said, welcome in. We are here on behalf of Race Asylum North American Edition. It's a 1 meg BRZ series, and I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. So, we've had 9 long rounds of racing. We've had 9 intense battles through 2 divisions over 11 weeks due to a couple game issues, a couple postponements. Here we are 1 week after the Daytona 24-hour Rolex race in real life to finish off our Race Asylum North American Season 1. So, I've been very privileged as a broadcaster to see some pretty special moments throughout my career here in GT7, and last week was really no exception. ERA's King Ears could have locked his championship title in at the end of last week's round, with some of the competitors missing due to being at the Daytona 24-hour race. And in the spirit of fighting for that championship, he actually gave up positions at the very end of the race last week and gave up podium positions and came across the line in 4th place to set up a 1-hour race showdown for our overall champion here at Race Asylum North America. So the setup is there. The points are very close. 6 points separates 1st to 3rd place. What else can we say? It is going to be spicy today, so we're not that far away from race time here. And then we can get this absolutely amazing display of racing from Race Asylum underway. Just changing my car on the screen to the proper car that we're racing. There we go. Alright, so the drivers are in the lobby. They're just warming up here right now. We're just basically waiting for a couple of drivers to get into the lobby, I believe. And we'll start qualifying. So it'll be a 5-minute qualifying run. And our track of choice here today to finish off the season is in South America. We're in Brazil, and we're at Interlagos, and a pretty fitting racetrack here, I think, to finish off the season. It's a spicy little tamale of a racetrack and can provide some pretty good racing here. So one of our drivers just getting out into pit lane here out of the paddock right now. And we're getting close to race time here, so we're going to start our evening off with our Division 1 race live as presented, and then from there we'll take a short little break in between the races, and we'll present Division 2 as it was ran via the replay from our production team here at GT45 Gaming, and that means we'll get to 2 finale races here from Race Asylum in North America on the big screens here tonight. So I hope everybody enjoys, and I hope that you have restocked your pantries, because it doesn't stop here tonight. We've got 3 absolutely action-packed races for everybody tomorrow here as well on the page, so stay tuned for that. Alright, but tonight the focus is on these Race Asylum North America drivers, these BRZ. This is a Group 3 car. It's a 2021 edition car, so it's a fairly recent version of the race cars that are ran in the real world here. More so you see these cars ran in the Eastern Hemisphere than you do here on the Western side of the world. But they definitely make some spicy race cars, and they make a pretty good Group 2 race car as well. And you see those things ripping around Suzuka and some of those Motegi and some of those great tracks over there in Japan. And yeah, those things absolutely rip up and down the racetrack. So we're in for a little bit of a treat here today. They're a unique Group 3 car here in Gran Turismo 7 as well. They have quite a significant aerodynamic package on them here as well. They're almost set up like a Group 2 car as a Group 3 car, so that provides a lot of aerodynamic grip going in and out of corners essentially. So once you figure out how to use that to the car's advantage and to your advantage as a driver is when you start to find pace around the racetracks. The car doesn't have a huge amount of top end with the balance of performance settings here on the racetrack, especially on Interlagos. This is going to be considered a mid-speed balance of performance track, which means that the BRZ took a little bit of a hit on the mid-speed BOP changes in the update. So it is definitely going to change the way these cars drive, handle, and a few other things around this racetrack compared to how these cars felt pre-update last week. So welcome in everybody watching at home, welcome in on the GT45 Facebook and YouTube channels, and welcome in on the Race Asylum YouTube channel as well. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to like and share that out. Let's get everybody up in here to check out the hot flying action we're about to see literally happen live in front of us in just a few moments time, as the drivers are just checking in with race control right now. That means we're getting close to qualifying conditions, so we'll take it over to the big screen here in just a couple of moments and we'll get rocking and rolling. And we're going to get the spirits right for the finale. We're going to call V-Rod Mehow today because, well, he asked me to call him that quite early in the season, and it slipped my mind. So we'll get it right on the final race of the season. Got some love coming in from the Race Asylum YouTube here as well, saying evening. It'll be all good, King. It'll be all good, my dude. Don't worry, my man. I don't doubt this will be a show. Alright, so we are just basically waiting at this point. Wrong buttons. I keep hitting the wrong buttons for these guys to get underway here. Alright, so the battle is between a few drivers here. Now, Div 2 and Div 1 could very well be fighting for the same championship, as depends on the lobby, depends on your performance in each lobby. We have some of the drivers that are from been racing in Div 2 this season that are up in the top 5 in the overall point standings here as well, and a huge wreck there from Lucas right before qualifying starts. So you can see we're in very early morning conditions here on our racetrack today, and it looks like, I'm not sure who our first driver out on track was there. I couldn't quite see the livery on the race car there, but currently on board with Lucas right now. We'll jump on board with our front runner here as soon as they get around the first timing sector on the racetrack here. It'll sort them out on the racetrack in the order that they came out of pit lane for qualifying. So it's a 5-minute qualifying run. Racing hard, racing medium, and racing soft tires are required here in today's race, and that tire is required to be used for a full circuit lap. So depending on what part of the race you use that tire on will depend on when we potentially see those drivers come into pit lane to get off of said tire. So it's going to be ERA's Jakey to lead the charge here in qualifying in our finale in the dark at Interlagos. So it should be quite interesting as we continue on. I believe that we're going to move into day conditions. I believe this is a sunset early morning setting here on the racetrack today, without going to actually verify. Reyes, can't see the race screen. You're right. Cheers, brother. Appreciate you, my guy. Gotta love the chat. Always there to back us up. There we go. And some sound to go with it. How about that, hey? Alright, so it is ERA Jakey. And it's just the outlap, so we haven't missed anything. We're literally just starting our flying lap. And we're going to jump on board with our first driver to come around here. This is official qualifying as of right now, so we should see 2 laps from the drivers. And we're going to be braking at about the 75 meter board here. You're coming tight to this apex, a little bit of throttle control, up a gear, try to cut as much as that you can. You got to take liberties with the curving here in the initial S's here at Interlagos to really maximize your time around the corner. From there, you settle into this straightaway. That takes us into a fairly hard braking zone, into a 90-degree left-hand corner. On the brakes here, you want to take as much, again, as this inside curve as you can without unsettling your race car, and try to get all the power as early as you can. And Jakey is sending it here in this first lap. Now, keeping in mind, the these tires are very cold here as well, so they don't have optimal grip underneath them quite yet. It won't be till the second lap where the car really starts to feel like it's hooking up. So here it's all about late apexes and tight inside lines here around Interlagos using the curbing here. You can see Jake's doing that. It gives you a little bit of a straighter line on your exit here. You miss that apex just a little bit, but he gets a good exit out of there. We're coming into this right-hander, and it's again another slow corner here. The infield sector very slow going, very technical. That takes us into a mid-speed corner here, which takes us into a very short run, which takes us into another mid-speed left-hand corner, which takes us into the longest run on the racetrack, of course, the back straight here that leads us into the start and finish line. Penalty serving zone coming right out of the infield sector here as well. So let's jump out and let the camera crew take over here, as it is very quickly turning to daylight here. Already we can start to see a little bit more of these racing cars as they come around. So Jake's first flying lap here is going to be Paul's 1:31.797. Little Nicky will be second to come through. He's going to stay in second. Pigham's coming through here. He's going to move up into second place. King Ears here. Let's see what he's got. He's the new pole sitter. Mihao comes through here. He goes up into third place. Somebody jumped up into sixth place there who we missed. We got Renegade coming through. He stays in seventh. Noir coming through here. He moves up into seventh, and JSEC coming through here. He'll be our final driver to hit the start finish line here, and we'll see what he's got when he comes across the line here. It's going to be good enough for sixth place. So back on board, it was Lucas 36, the driver we missed coming through, and he takes that pole position away from King Ears there as he comes across the line. So let's jump back on board with Jakey, and we'll try to get these guys in sequence the best we can here. So he'll be obviously the first driver. Oh, he's got the dreaded 1 second penalty there, and unfortunately that is going to kill this lap for Jakey. So it's going to be the first lap for Jakey is what he's sitting on, and currently that's good enough for third place, but that potentially might not hold here as the rest of the field continues to come around. Little Nicky is up quite a bit here too as well on that first lap there. He's up by almost 3/4 of a second here, so exit really crucial coming out of the chicane. We got Pigham's will be the next driver in behind here, and then I believe it's King Ears from there, and then it's anybody's guess. All right, so Little Nicky coming through here. Jakey's time obviously not going to be improvement. That's good enough for fifth place. Pigham's is going to jump up into fifth place just ahead of him. King Ears is going to take that pole position back. Mihao's going to take second place. Lucas jumps up into second place to take second place away from him there. Ooh, doggy. Okay, that was quick. That'll happen really fast. Our Area Renegade does improve, but he stays in the 9th position. We got Noir coming through here. He is on his last lap here, going to stay in 8th place. It looks like Jay's coming through on his final lap there, and it is not an improvement for him. So it looks like some of the drivers here are going to get one more crack at it. For Jakey, that's fantastic because he had a 1 second penalty on that second lap there, and that is going to be well, not ideal for improving, and it's going to kill a little momentum on his run up to the start finish line here. So he's really going to have to work hard to improve his lap this time around, but we'll try to again catch these drivers in order as they come through here and see if they make those improvements. But right now it's King Ears sitting in provisional pole position, and it is a fight right now to see who's going to be on top. Now Jake is up on his lap, which is currently 4th best, and a big mistake right there on exit. And unfortunately for Jake, that's going to kill that qualifying lap too. That is unfortunate, as he was up there, but you know what? He's still in the middle of the pack here. He's not in the worst of spots. Little Nicky, he's taking a short line through here. He may have a run here. He's currently in 6th. We got Pigham's in 5th. He's going to move up into 4th. Pigham's comes through here. He's going to move up into 4th as well. King Ears is going to improve that pole position lap. We got Mihao moving up into 2nd place. Lucas is going to come through here. Is he up? No, he is down. So it is looking like it's going to be King Ears here sitting in pole position through qualifying, and that was a spicy qualifying. Renegade's just going to jump up into 8th place. It looks like he just got through as well. Hey, appreciate your eyes, my ad. Appreciate you, my guy. Alright, so it's King Ears on pole with 130.9. We got Mihao in second position with a 130.9 as well. Only a little over 100th of a second separating first and second place. Lucas 36, 2/10 behind in third place. Pigham's in fourth, 4/10 in behind Lucas. We got little Nicky in fifth place there, just 6/100ths in behind Pigham. We got Jakey 1/10 in behind little Nicky. Jay is 6/10 in behind Jakey. We got Renegade about 4/10 in behind Jayset, and we got about 6/10 of a difference to Noir here in ninth place. The driver was last minute getting his car out of pit lane there. Didn't think he was going to get that out in time, but sure enough, he was able to make the race here today and out on track. So the car will have to settle itself in racing conditions, as he probably hasn't a whole lot of time to get the car set up for the finale here this week. Apologize, ladies and gentlemen, I'm attempting to quit smoking right now, and my nose has started to run a fair bit in the last few hours, so I think it's just a cause and effect of that. So just bear with me if you lose me for a second. I'm probably just wiping my schnoz. So it is King Ears here sitting in pole position, and he is coming in with the points lead coming into today. And again, like I said, he could have locked down the championship last weekend and opted to give a couple positions up in the spirit of competition. So special moments we catch here on GT45 Gaming every once in a while, and that was most certainly one of them. We've had one great race here already earlier today from a different community. Great season opener for them with a Group 2 race. Full 15 cars competing there. What a doozy that was. So finale night tonight. And, well, we're in for two more doozies here tonight. So as I said, if you're just jumping into the stream and you're just tuning in, we're here on behalf of Race Asylum. This is the North American series of Season 1 one-make BRZ Group 3 car. And it is finale night here at Interlagos. So we will start with our Division 1 race live. We'll take a short break in between and bring Division 2 to everyone after Division 1 is finished up, and bring Division 2 from our production crews replay after the fact as well. So stay tuned. We got about a 3-hour broadcast for everybody here, all said and done. And just waiting for race control to clear the track, deem it safe for our racers, and send these drivers out and put on a show for the next hour. King Ears has a few point lead here. I believe it's 4, if I'm not mistaken, based off the information I looked at recently. Not a huge lead, so game on. Let's see what happens. All right, small grid here in Division 1 today. We got a very large grid in Division 2, however, so lots of great racing coming ahead of us here. And there is, like I said, a good half dozen drivers in this group battling at the top end of the standings here. So this is going to be an all-for-one, one-for-all style race, and I think that tonight is going to be the night that we see drivers take a little more risk than we're used to seeing as well, due to what is on the line. That's it. There's no second chances here anymore. How this race ends tonight is going to be how we determine who our champion becomes. So huge shout out to Sim League Pro as well, the host site for registration and all the tracking of these events as well. Absolutely great site. You're a league organizer out there, you need help organizing and tracking these things, go check out Sim League Pro. Absolutely great tool, free to use. All right, race control is satisfied. They're clearing their track trucks off right now. Everybody has given the thumbs up. Our safety crews, our volunteers, our flag personnel, and we're ready here in the booth. Let's send this season off with a bang, ladies and gentlemen. One last ride here from Division 1 Race Asylum North America Group 3 BRZ Series. Kick them tires, light them fires. We're championship racing tonight, folks, and we are getting ready to go. We got 3 reds, we're on 4. Looking at that 5th, waiting for the green, still waiting. And we're green, green, green. Everybody gets a clean start off the line here, and it is race on, heading down into the S's. Got some guys jockeying for position here. King Ears holds the pole position coming into turn 1. Lucas with a little bit of a slide there coming down the hill, manages to hold 3rd place there. So everything kind of stays in order here through turns 1 and 2 and 3. King Ears in the lead. Mehow tucked right in behind. Lucas right in behind him. Pigham's there in 4th place. Little Nicky's just a little off in behind here. Jakey in 6th, Noir in 7th, Jay in 8th, and Renegade in 9th. Noir up 2 very quick positions here early on in the race. Again, all 3 tire compounds are required here in tonight's event. King Ears halfway through the first lap here. He's trying to open up a little gap. He's got about 0.6 of a second here right now. But as we've seen in qualifying, Mehow was splitting hairs in a difference in time here with our pole sitters. So this is anybody's race. Interlagos is very easy to make a mistake here, especially once these tires start to wear down. The track is going to start to warm up a little bit as it goes from night to day. That's going to change the way the car feels around the racetrack. It's going to change grip levels. There's a lot of things that are going to happen here over the next hour of racing. Drivers, I don't have it easy. Pigham's here in 4th place. We got Jakey now up into 5th, so he's made up a spot. Noir up into 6th place, quickly moving up the field. Lucas down into 7th. Moving over to take a penalty there. It looks like going to drop a couple of spots. JSet's going to move up into 7th place, and Renegade here in 9th position. So the drivers are off, and here we go. Mehow taking a look up the inside to turn 1 here on King Ears. He's going to get the job done to take the race lead away on lap number 2. And as we come out of turn 3, it is position held. So Mehow now takes over the race lead, our first lead change here of the night, and immediately goes over to the defensive side of that racetrack, comes back over to take the racing line. King Ears just chills, settles in behind, and they continue on through turn number 4. So here we go, great racing happening here. We still got Little Nicky up in 3rd place. Pigham's starting to close back in a little bit here. Jakey now trying to close in on that front group. As you can see, he's in the slipstream there. He's broke free just a little bit out the back and behind, which is now led by TT's JSet. He's moved up a couple positions. Noir down into 7th place. We got Lucas up the inside there here in 8th place, and not quite able to get the job done again. Just a little loose on the power there, and looking for a way around here right now. Great battle. Let's stick with this backpack battle here right now. Big slide there coming from Noir, and that could be an opportunity there for Lucas to tuck up the inside. Noir does gather the car up quite well there, and it's just hard on the power here. Feeling the pressure of Lucas 36 right now, and Lucas just backs off here a little bit. I don't think he's maybe intending to try and forcefully get his way around Noir here. He gets a great run out of the final corner there, and again, he just unable to take advantage of the run. Makes a little bit of a touch there, and I think Noir is going to just pull off and give the position to Lucas there. I think that was just a sportsmanship play right there between the 2 drivers, and Lucas moves up into 7th place. So Noir in 8th position, and Renegade just tracking here and behind in 9th place. Again, drivers are on different tire compounds. There's lots of different things happening on the racetrack here very early on in the race. We're going to see several pit stop sequences as well throughout this race here today, and that is going to open up the field a little bit, and then you see them close back up near the end of the race. So you're going to see a lot of different things happening here on the racetrack tonight, that is for sure. We're just doing a quick stream check, making sure everything is working properly, and it does look like everything is working efficiently. So fantastic news and great battle up front here between Mehow and King Ears still. I don't think King Ears is really intentionally trying to battle with Mehow here, and then King Ears is probably just chilling right now. He's just settled in behind, and if Mehow makes the mistake, King Ears will probably gladly take that opportunity. But again, mindful racing here right now early on in the race. The more those 2 battle, the more that they're going to give Little Nicky, Pigham's, and Jakey the opportunity to close that gap up on him, and the 2-way lead becomes a 5-way battle for the lead. So smart race decisions already being made here early on in this race. Some strategies already coming into play. Little Nicky now kind of the same distance to King Ears as King Ears is from Mehow. So again, everybody's just kind of chilling right now. Nobody's really forcing anything. Everybody's just settling into their race. We got Pigham's here in 4th place. Jakey's there in 5th place, and it's just a nice even separation. And Lucas disconnecting from the race here. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. So down a racer here in behind pit wall is Lucas 36, and just hate to see it. Noir and Renegade coming in for pit stops here. All right, down the racer, ladies and gentlemen. You hate to see it. You just hate to see it. So it is Mihao here. He is in the race lead. King Ears is 7/10 of a second in behind, so in the slipstream, and again, not really trying to force anything right now. Potentially sitting in behind, maybe saving a little fuel. Who knows what he's up to back there, but he's chilling. We got little Nicky's 2.4 seconds in behind King Ears here at the moment, so lost a little touch, just a tiny little bit. But anything happens to one of those two cars, a wiggle, he's right there. He's in the equation just like that. Got Piggums here in 4th place, looking for the right button on the keyboard here. And he is 1.4 seconds in behind RA's on Mickey currently. ERA's Jakey in 5th place here. He's got 1.7 seconds to Piggums. TT's J-Set closing in here in 6th place as well, now 1.7 seconds in behind Jakey. Got Noir after a pit stop here, 30 seconds is that gap, and Renegade here about 6 seconds in behind. Now when the rest of the drivers make a pit stop, that 30-second gap of course will close back up, and we'll be rocking and rolling. Literally just switched from Jake's stream, so you missed what happened. Lucas disconnected, it looked like. Other than that, nothing too serious yet. Alright, so Mihao, a little slide there as he comes downhill. He manages to gather it back up, so that was a great catch there from him. And King Ears is trying to take advantage here, but he wasn't quite close enough, so he's just going to close up that distance a little bit. It's about a car length now separating our race leader from 2nd place here at the moment, and this is just smart race driving right now. Again, not forcing a battle, but applying pressure is basically what we're seeing here. We got little Nicky in 3rd place again, just holding that gap right now on those front two, so it's pace management here up front as well. It's a tricky spot being a race leader in a race. We got TT Piggums here in 4th place. It's 1.3 seconds, so it's much of the same thing, just kind of managing that gap as they continue to come around the racetrack here. Got Jakey here, 2.3 seconds, much of the same thing, just managing that gap. J-Set, however, closing in a little bit in 6th place here on ERA's Jakey, nipping away at 10th here, 10th there, so maybe a potential battle starting to develop there. Jakey gains a little time back, gives a little way, so a little bit of a chess match happening here, I guess is a good way to put it, between some of the drivers right now and their lines, their pace. I mean, it all matters here. One little mistake can cost you half a second on another driver. We've got Lamar here. He's in clean air, so an early pit stop, not necessarily the worst of decisions in this situation. He's going to get himself out into clean air. He's on a better tire compound than he started with, and he's got no immediate pressure, so really the focus is to just put in some clean quality laps to the best of his ability and Renegade there in 8th place. So we got Jakey now making a stop here, and he's going to get off his first compounded tires here and take on his next set as well. So pretty good pace there coming from ERA's Jakey. It is Mihao here, and he's still controlling the pace of the race. He's opened a gap up just slightly on King Ears here. It's 3/4 of a second compared to the a little less than 7/10 the last time around here. So not really giving anything away, not really gaining anything at this point. A little bit of a wide exit though coming out of that corner. We'll see if race officials give him a penalty there. Doesn't appear that that's going to be the case, but you can tell that he's aware that King Ears is chasing. You know that he's aware that King Ears is a very strong competitor in the series, and right now you can kind of tell in Mihail's driving around the racetrack, he's kind of feeling those thoughts that are going through his mind, and those little mistakes getting wide on the racetrack. Although right now not really seeming to harm him too much, could eventually be one too many, so he's got to be careful. He's got to make sure that he keeps focus and really focuses on what's going on in front and not behind. King Ears is being an opportunist right now. He's chilling back there. He's got the pace for sure to win the race. We know that. We've seen him win a few races this season, so it'll be interesting to see what happens at the end of the race. That's for sure. It's too hard to tell right now, but Mihao and King Ears definitely looking quite pacey today on the racetrack. Little Nicky and Piggums here, 3rd and 4th place drivers now, have kind of closed up here as well. So Piggums is securely in that slipstream now. about a car length separating the two cars. Now, the dirty air is definitely a factor in these Group 3 BRZ race cars. They have a huge aerodynamic package on them. They got a unique aerodynamic package for a Group 3 car, as a matter of fact, on them. It's almost a very Group 2 style package on these cars. So that means that when you're in behind another car, that hole in the air, that dirty air, it definitely affects how the car brakes and how it turns. So the drivers have to be mindful of that when they're closing up the gaps, especially around a technical racetrack like Interlagos, where there's a lot of very tight turning sections on the racetrack. You just got to kind of be patient, give your space, and try to set up that run into these longer little bits and pieces and stretches that we have on the racetrack here, like where our race leaders are coming through right now as they come to this back straight to the start-finish line here. You know, this is the spot where we see a lot of action happen, this run up this straightaway, using that slipstream to catch up, and then of course the moves going into turn 1 and 2 and 3 here. If you're close enough, you can go 2-3 wide through that corner. If you got skilled enough racers, you can definitely do a 3 wide. We've seen it a few times before with success. So but right now, Mihao controlling the pace and opening the gap up a little bit here over King Ears at the moment in second place. So it's 1.4 seconds. Little Nicky is about 3.4 seconds in behind. So those two are definitely starting to lose our third and fourth place drivers a little bit here as well. So starting to outpace the second group of cars here. Pigham's about a second in behind Little Nicky, so lost a little bit coming out of turns 1, 2, and 3, that first sector on the racetrack here. We got J-Set now in fifth place. You've seen Jakey making that pit stop there in front of him, and that's why the gap difference is so big. So 6th, 7th, and 8th place have made one pit stop here already in the race, and that's put him about 30 seconds behind for the pit. So J-Set's about 37 seconds ahead of the back of the field. Here we got Jakey, and again, like Noir, not the worst of ideas. Pit early, get into some clean air, ideally, which has been the case here, and try to put in some really good, solid, quality, clean laps. Noir is only 2.2 seconds in behind Jake, and Renegade's right there in behind 1.9 seconds as well. So a nice little pack of cars here. If they can start hooking up and doing a little bit of drift training, slipstream training driving, they might even be able to make some time up as on the drivers when they start to make their first pit stops here as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out when pit stop sequence start to happen here. It's going to be a few minutes. We're going to see these medium tires most likely ran for 15, maybe 16 laps if I had to guess. I'm just guessing based off of what I'm looking at for information off our race leader here right now. Fuel not, or tires not maybe necessarily going to be the issue here as much as it is going to be fuel, it looks like. Got little Nicky here in third place. He's doing a good job continuing to open up the gap here on Pigham, so it's almost 2 seconds here now. J-Set's about 5.8 seconds in behind teammate Pigham's up ahead there. We got Jakey 36 seconds in behind, so he is tracking. And currently actually sitting on a purple lap here. Let's sit with Jakey for a moment as he comes around the final corner here to set up this long straight run and see if he picks that purple up here at the end. Noir just in behind coming around the final corner there now as well, and Jakey's on a tear this lap here right now on these tires. And so 131.876 currently, fastest lap in the race. Let's see if Jakey gets it. He does not. He just misses that lap. It's a 131.965 from Jakey, missing that by about 8/10 that time around. So Mihao still fastest man on the racetrack currently, but Jakey is most certainly tracking and on pace currently. King Ears 1.7 seconds in behind, and just cool, calm, collected right now, just doing his thing, sticking to his strategy. Little Nicky in third place has had good pace all season long, having a pretty good performance here in the season in Division 1, and currently sitting on that final podium position here in the race, and a huge wiggle coming out of the corner, and Pigham's in behind in fourth place, chasing, had the exact same wiggle coming out of the corner. So unfortunately unable to gain any time, a significant time there on Little Nicky up in front, but he has gained a little bit of time back around the last half of that lap there, about 3/10 of a second. J-Set is about the same distance, which means he's tracking in a little bit, essentially on Little Nicky in third place as well with pace. So fastest lap currently is 32.57, so about 3/4 of a second off of our fastest lap on the racetrack. So the lobby has pretty good pace here. Jakey here in sixth place, and we've seen him just miss that lap last time around, and we're at about the same spot this lap around here. So let's just stick with him here and see what he places down on this lap, and see if he's found that extra 8 tenths of a second here, and consistency is fantastic coming from Jake here right now. Out of that car, we got Noir here. He's in 7th place. Renegade is slowly but surely tracking here. 2.2 seconds is that gap currently between 7th and 8th place of Lucas, with mechanical issues in the car in behind pit wall here in our final run tonight. Alright, so Mihao is 3.5 seconds up the road here now. He is moving and looking like he wants to win this thing really, really badly here. So he is running away from this gentleman right here, ERA King Ears, who's in 2nd place. And now Pigham's here up in 3rd position. So I'm assuming Little Nicky has made his first pit stop of the race potentially. We got Jay here in 4th position and Little Nicky here in 5th place. And he hasn't actually pit, so he must have made a mistake here somewhere. It's actually cost him a couple of positions on the racetrack, and that's unfortunate. Jakey's in 6th here. He's 32 seconds in behind the front pack. We got Noir in 7th place here in behind as well. And 2.2 second gap still over 8th place driver Renegade here, as they continue around this 1 hour race here at Interlagos. We're 16.5 minutes in here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, gotta take a little drink there. We've been doing a lot of talking today. We got Mihao still in the race lead, 2 seconds to gap here now. So I'm not sure what happened. It was over 3, and now we're back down to 2. So little mistakes and little bobbles costing drivers time here, and that has taken a little bit of that gap that he's worked out of the equation. So King Ears now back within 2 seconds here. Pigham's about 5.5 seconds in behind, so about maintaining that gap right now in 3rd place. Jay said here in 4th place. He's got Little Nicky half a second in behind, so basically a car length separating these 2 drivers here right now. So let's sit on board with our 5th place racer here and just stick with these guys through the infield section here and see if Little Nicky can set something up coming out of the final corners, leading into that long back straight, heading to the start-finish line. Ooh, a mistake made there by Jay, and another mistake made there by Jay, and he is going to go double wide through those 2 corners, and Little Nicky is going to be in the right place to take advantage there, and he gets that freebie around Jay set there and moves himself up into 4th position. So opportunistic move right there by Little Nicky, as Jay said, just bottled up that sector a little bit there. Little Nicky was in the right place, in the right position, in the right line to take advantage, and very quickly opens up a 1.3 second gap here over Jay set as well. So a set of corners there that gone wrong for Jay set, costing him a race position on the racetrack here, and it is that simple at Interlagos for things to go wrong for a driver. Jakey in 6th place, and he's still tracking that front pack. He's been dipping about a second a lap off of those cars up in front of him there. So already 1 pit stop in hand. So 2 tire compounds already used up for our 6th, 7th, and 8th place driver here on the racetrack. So they're kind of ahead of the game, and they're on a very early pit strategy here, where some of these drivers are on an alternative strategy, and they can be on a very late style pit strategy here. So by 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes till the finish of the race is when we're really going to have a good idea of who's in a position to try and bring home a finale win here today. But right now with the pace of Mihao and King Ears. They're definitely looking like it's going to be between these two, but you just can't count the rest of these drivers out. You just can't. They're all so quick. And 20 minutes into the race, so about 33% of the way through our race here. This is about what we're used to seeing. Guys starting to spread out a little bit. Everybody's thinking about their tire strategy, they're thinking about their fuel strategies, they're thinking about their first or second set of pit stops, depending on the strategy that the drivers or the race teams, I guess, are using. Little Nicky comes across in fourth place. TTJ set just in behind, starting to close back in a little bit on Little Nicky there, has it back down to his second as we enter into turns 1 and 2. Jakey here now has it down to 27.5 seconds as he comes up out of the final corner here, and he is just staying smooth, consistent, cool, calm, collected here. He does now have the fastest lap on the racetrack right now, currently as the race stands. 21 minutes in with a 1:31.694, and that was a lap that he just ran, as a matter of fact. So coming down through turns 1, 2, and 3, starting to feel it here in behind the wheel of this BRZ, and well, we'll have to wait and see how that relates with the pit stops all sort themselves out. But right now, Jakey could potentially be looking to be in a good position for a race win here early on as things stand the way they sit right now. Our closest set of cars right now is kind of Little Nicky and J-Set, and it's give a little take a little between the two of them right now. J-Set gains in one sector, Little Nicky gains back in another sector, and it's just a little game of cat and mouse between these two drivers right now, and it's coming down to that, again, that consistency around the racetrack does seem to make a difference. It doesn't really obviously your pace matters depending on what division you're in. Your pace, it doesn't matter what division your pace matters, but the consistency with that pace matters more than anything else. And consistent racer will have a higher probability of finishing in at bare minimum the top half of a championship field any season, just by being exactly that, nice, cool, calm, collected, and consistent. Jay making a mistake there, and you can see how quickly that mistake cost him almost 3/4 of a second. It was just a snap on the throttle coming out of turn number 4 there. Got Jakey in 6th place, and again, purple as he comes through there, and he just continues to shred that time down a little bit, not by huge amounts here, just by hundredths of a second each time around the racetrack right now, but nonetheless, definitely the fastest driver on the racetrack currently here right now is ERA's Jakey in 6th place, and again, made a very early pit stop here in the race today, so on a different strategy than the majority of the field. It appears as 3 drivers are on an early pit strategy, and the remaining 6 drivers are on a late pit strategy. Lucas 36 was in track, but car now retired in behind the wall for the night here, and you hate to see it on finale night, that's for sure. But a little battle brewing here between our 7th and 8th place drivers, Noir and Renegade, here on the racetrack, and all about holding that line, not giving the free position to your opponent in behind, but also not over defending and costing yourself unnecessary time on the racetrack. So a delicate balance as a defender. And well, I mean, as an attacker, you have to catch the driver, and then you got to try and figure out a way to pass that driver. So it's not any easier being the chasing car. I know myself, I prefer to be the chasing car as opposed to the car being chased, but just different scenarios that you can play out to make something happen. When you're the defending car, your scenarios are a little more limited because you can only make so many defensive moves heading into corners as well, right? So it's a tough balance. It's a delicate balance on when to defend and when not to defend, because every time you defend, you're compromising your pace around the track on that lap as well, and sometimes also allowing the driver that's trying to go on the offense an easier opportunity to find a way around as well, because when you overdrive the car, you tend to make mistakes. And right now, that's definitely not what we're seeing from TT's Noir. He's doing real well here with Renegade, putting the pressure on him here. Renegade again showing up the inside there, but Noir not shaken by that. He takes that semi-defensive line coming in, moves back into the optimal turn-in point there, and is aware that Renegade is there, but doing a great job at holding Renegade off and keeping Renegade behind so far. So opened up the apex there a little bit of a mistake, and that's all Renegade's been waiting for. And Jimmy, or Noir, pardon me, just again outrunning him there a little bit. So it was a great attempt there by Renegade to get up the inside and get the job done there, but Noir with a great defensive response and defense position off for the time being from Renegade. This is a spicy little fight here. We're going to stick with this for a little bit longer, because really there's not a whole lot else happening on the racetrack at the moment. We got a little bit of separation in that front six, so we're going to hang out here with 7th and 8th place, because right now they're putting on a show. Hey, going Noir, absolutely. Keep pushing, Jay, looking good. Appreciate you, my dude. Alright, so it's Mihao. He's coming in for a pit stop, so there we go. We're going to start seeing some pit stops happening here. Pretty much out of fuel, doesn't have a choice, 1%. King Ears has a little more fuel than Mihao does, so King Ears is going to take advantage of the fact that the race leader is pit. He's going to get some clean racing air here for a lap and try to capitalize with a good flying in lap here. Piggums has also come into pit lane. He's on 0% fuel there, coming in on fumes, and a little bit of good vibes, hopefully, to get him to the box there. We've got little Nicky. He stayed out for another lap here. It looks like he's got just enough to get around himself, so 2nd place for him. Jay said much of the same thing. He's going to go around one more time here. His fuel's a little more questionable, however. We got Mihao now coming out of pit lane here. We'll see what that gap is to these guys that are pit already. Jakey, Noir, Renegade. Noir coming into pit lane there, and 1% fuel left in his tank as well. Drivers absolutely taking these cars right down to the last drops here during this race today. And Mihao currently sitting in 4th place. Obviously has made a pit stop. King Ears has not made that pit stop. Little Nicky has not made a pit stop. Jay has not made a pit stop. Mihao has now made 1 pit stop. Piggum's now on his 2nd set of tires here as well in the race, so some of the drivers are getting close to knocking those tire mandates off of the list, and then at that point it is all about trying to go for that W. Alright, so King Ears now comes into pit lane. That gives Mihao the race lead back. Piggums is coming around here in 3rd place. He pits with Mihao. Where is he going to come out in comparison? So Mihao has jumped up into 1st place, has jumped ahead of King Ears as King Ears made that pit stop. And Piggums now finds himself about 2 seconds in behind King Ears in 2nd place. Or sorry, 3rd place, pardon me. Jakey here now only 1.5 seconds off of that first podium position here. So that choice to go in early and get off that tire, get into clean racing air, push until you don't need to anymore, save the car a little bit, and get ready to either try to attempt for a late stint battle or get prepared to defend a late race battle. I lost my train of thought there for a second. Alright, so Jakey's closing in on Pickens here now, and he is really tucked in. I mean, 3/10 of a second. He can't quite get a car in between these two now. And as we exit the final corner here, looks like Jakey's got a run on Piggums here in third place. So it is going to be slipstream engaged, and King Ears, I believe, is just right there as well in the background. So not sure why. He's there. Just a little over the halfway point through this race here now. TT Piggums crushing it. Great drive so far. Hey, lots of racing left yet, though. We still have lots of pit stops to happen here. Mihao and King Ears are just on a crazy pace level, but ERA Jakey is definitely up to the task here. Currently the fastest driver on the racetrack as well, so he's been lapping very well here on this second stint of his. Now as those tires start to wear down, he's going to probably start to feel a little bit of pressure from King Ears in behind, I would assume. Piggums here is on some fresh racing tires here as well. We've got little Nicky here in 5th place, got 5.5 second gap in behind Piggums. We got J-Set 10 seconds in behind little Nicky. He's made his pit stop, first pit stop. Noir made a pit stop a little bit earlier, potentially a second pit stop based off the timing. And Renegade right there in behind him in 8th place as well. So battles all over the racetrack developing here too. We'll have to wait and see this last pit stop sequence through before we can really determine who's where. But right now Mihao has a 7-second lead over the rest of the field, and that is looking good for Mihao's finale night here tonight. Big slide right there though. Coming up into the uphill inner, what I call the intermediate infield section, and that's going to cost them a little bit of time, and of course tire slide's going to cost a little bit of tire wear too, and again, not sure how much of the tire wear factors in on these soft tires, but some of the medium tires not looking so great by the end of their lifespan from some of these drivers here as well. GT only cheering section. Chat, hello chat. Chat is awesome. Hey, how's it going, Asylum Racer? How you doing, brother? Alright, Mihao in the race lead. King Ears in second position. We got Jakey closing here in third. So King Ears has gotten around Jakey essentially now, and Jakey's trying to stay with King Ears. Let me get my information straight. We got Piggums here in 4th place. He's only 4 seconds in behind right now. Got little Nicky in 5th place. He's 6.9 seconds in behind 4th place driver Piggums. J-Set's 9.7 seconds in behind little Nicky, so starting to get some heat in those tires. We got Noir here in 7th position, and we got Renegade here in 8th place. Now, these drivers have cleared their tire mandates. Whether or not they're going to go the rest of the distance on those soft tires, it's hard to say. I don't know if they're able to go the whole distance on the soft tires, but I guess we're about to find out. If they can, it could work out for them. So varying strategies coming from this driving field here in Division Number 1. Now Division Number 2 isn't necessarily going to do the same thing as Division Number 1. They showed that last week, and there's going to be some a larger field of drivers in Division Number 2 here too as well. So it's going to be a little bit of a tighter, more clustered up race at the beginning, and that's going to play a factor into potentially some drivers' races as well. But we're throwing that fastest lap around right now, and some of the drivers here. King Ears now owns it at 131.485. Mihao has been trying to contest it here as he continues around the racetrack. I think he was purple through that last sector. And he was. It's going to be a 131.320. So he's going to now take the fastest lap away from King Ears. King Ears is going to come through. He doesn't capitalize on that. We got Jakey coming in for a pit stop. We got Piggums coming in for a pit stop. And that will be tire mandates cleared for those two drivers here in the race as well. So little Nicky's going to capitalize on that. He's going to continue to go around. He's going to move up into third place here. Again, he has clean air. So the idea behind this is to put in really quality laps so you got that clean air. And ideally, close up some of that distance in your pit stop sequence due to those clean laps. Jay here, 11 seconds in behind little Nicky. So losing touch just a little tiny bit there on that driver in fourth place currently, 33 seconds from our race leader. Jakey is taking on a full load of racing fuel here, and potentially could be his final stop of the race. Piggum's coming out just in behind him here as well. So this is, these guys have been closing, getting close to each other, and have been sitting close to each other here for the majority of the race here in 8th and 7th place. And, ooh, mistake made there by Noir, and Renegade followed him there. There was an opportunity for Renegade to bring it right down the inside of the corner there and make that side-by-side battle coming through the last couple S's there. But unfortunately for Renegade, he kind of followed the line of Noir and made the same mistake, so he's going to settle back in behind Noir here. And he's going to have to try and close back up and try and rejuvenate that battle again here. So pretty close pace here between these two drivers right now in 7th and 8th place. And only a 3/4 of a second really separating those two drivers. It has been like that for quite a few laps now. So Mihao has 8.4 seconds on the field right now. King Ears here in 2nd position. Has 15 seconds and growing now over the drivers in behind us. Little Nicky and Jason have both come into pit lane here. So there it is. I was just about to go to Jakey. That's going to put Jakey now up into 3rd position here, and the gap is 43 seconds. So let's see how much that gap closes here as we continue through this race. We have a little under 13 minutes remaining, 23 minutes remaining, pardon me, here in our race for Division 1. That's not for the night because we got a Division 2 race coming shortly afterwards here as well. Piggum's in 4th position, 6.5 seconds off the podium runners right now. We got little Nicky comes out 6 seconds in behind him. He's got 12 seconds on Jay set there in 6th place. Noir is settling in as Jay's just coming into pit lane here. It took about 9 seconds now in behind Jay set there. Renegade right in tow just on the tail end of that slipstream here. We got Mihao closing in on those two, and that is going to essentially make them blue flag cars here, but they have a pit stop in hand on Mihao, so he still owes a pit stop yet. And that, if that were the case and he had cleared that pit stop, he would only be about 30 seconds in behind these drivers, somewhere around there. Alright, nothing too much happening here. We still got these two guys pretty close together though. And they do have the race leader kind of bearing down on them here too as well, so that's going to add a little intrigue to this battle up in front here now. I mean, Mihaw's more than aware of what's going on up in front of him here. He sees that those two are blue flag cars, but he also does see that those are two blue flag cars basically nose to tail and are most likely battling for position. So the bigger question is, does Mihao opt to make his way around these guys, or does he just stay patient, let them have their fight, and just continue doing what he's doing here? I guess we're about to find out, because it's about to go down here real quick. Alright, so Mihao now catching up to our 8th place driver, Renegade here. And Renegade does a great job, just really didn't do anything. He just stuck to the racing line there. He checked up maybe a hair more than he normally would in that corner, and Mihao just takes the inside line and runs right on through. So, great job there by Renegade to allow the race leader to get through fairly quickly here as well. And much of the same thing there, I believe, from Noir in 7th place there. We've seen Noir let the driver go the corner after Renegade had gotten through. Alright, here is Jakey. Has 42 seconds on Ears and Mihao. They need to make one more pit stop. He's going to gain him about 30. He needs to make up roughly around 12 to 13 seconds to hopefully be right on the bumper of King Ears. Somewhere in between now and that final pit stop from the two drivers up front.
That was an interesting angle it gave me there for a second. I don't know what I did though.
good little battle kicking off here for 7th and 8th place right now between Noir and Renegade. I'm kind of trying to keep my eye on this battle because this is about where the battle is on the racetrack right now. And it has been a doozy. Oh, and Noir makes a boo-boo again there. And Renegade's going to try and take advantage here. Can he get the job done this time? No, he cannot. Noir again with that great defensive recovery move there. And King Ears is now approaching on these two gentlemen here as well around the racetrack. So again, another situation where these two drivers are racing for position, and a lead lap car is slowly but surely closing in on these two drivers. So that always makes things interesting. Yeah, 9 drivers started. We had one have an issue and have to put the car behind the wall very early in the race. And an inside look, they're coming from Renegade. And again, Noir answering the call, but Renegade comes back with the cutback and can't get it done. And Noir is going to side-by-side racing action, try to defend the position. King Ears is just sitting in behind this battle right now in front of him going, oh boy, I got to get my way through these guys, because if he catches up to him in the middle of this battle, it could very well slow him down. And this is hard. Door-to-door racing right here between Noir and Renegade. We knew this battle was going to start kicking off at some point in this race. There's still 14 minutes remaining in this race as well, and Noir still holding that defensive line here. He's still holding off that charge of Renegade, and now King Ears is in behind here trying to find his way around, and this is a very difficult situation right now for King Ears. Mihao is just gaining time up the road from him right now, being caught in this battle between 7th and 8th place. And oh boy, this is a doozy, and we're having some fun here very late in the race right now as Noir and Renegade are just engaged in this battle, and King Ears is going to have an opportunity here as they got a little bit of separation coming out of this final corner. He takes Renegade up the inside there, and he's like, okay, I am done waiting around, you guys. I gotta make this happen. And Noir is gonna get a little bit of breathing room, thanks for King Ears there opening up a little bit of a cushion for him from Renegade here. But still 14 minutes left in this race, so this is far from over. Whew, that was a fun little battle right there for 7th and 8th place. That was some great racing action by those two. A round of applause for our drivers there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeehaw, that was fun. All right, Mihao, 11-second lead right now, but he has to still take that hard tire. King Ears is 40 seconds up the road from Jakey. He's just navigated his way around Noir here now as well, and also still owes that hard tire. Jakey doesn't owe any tire. He's good to go to the end of the race. If he set himself up that way, currently in 3rd place, he needed to close up 13 seconds to catch King Ears. He's slowly but surely closing that time difference up. It is most likely going to be a splash and dash stop for our race leaders, so the pit stop should be as minimal as it can be here for Interlagos on Gran Turismo 7. How that relates to the drivers chasing, we're about to find out in, well, at any time now, really. Little Nicky here in 5th place. We got J-Set in 6th, and Noir and Renegade in 7th and 8th place. A very spicy battle right there. And Renegade had to come into pit lane there and make a pit stop, so he's got a fresh set of rubber on there, and that took him out of that battle with Noir. And Noir's opted to stay out on the track here, so Mihao's holding that 11-second lead here on lap number 32 as he comes around, and we're at 11 and a half minutes remaining. So anytime here in the next 5 minutes, I suspect we're going to see our top 2 drivers be thinking about making that final pit stop. We've got Jakey here in 3rd place as well, and he has the most to gain from the pit stops of those 2 drivers up in front right now. So, and Jakey is looking to be in a decent position to attack for a better position in 3rd place here right now. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Pigham's here in 4th place. He's got 11 seconds and about 4 seconds to Little Nicky chasing in behind. So Little Nicky is most certainly trying to push and track here, I think, and try to grab one more spot before the end of the day here as well. We got J-Set sitting in 6th place here currently, and just a good, cool, calm race here for this driver today. Renegade here in 7th position as Noir has to also make a pit stop for a compounded tires here as well, and right back to separated only by a mere second and a half here are these two drivers. But the difference is this time it's just Renegade leading the charge, and he's got one lap scrubbed in tires over Noir here in 8th place. So we'll be keeping our eye on this battle for the next 10 minutes because I don't think that one is quite over yet. Alright, so Mihao coming through. Not the fastest driver on the racetrack anymore. Yeah, ERA is Jakey with a 131 flat, basically 0.025, is currently holding the new fastest lap on the racetrack here, and with only less than 10 minutes to go, a pretty valuable point on the board for these drivers here right now. So currently Jakey's holding on to that. King Ears has made his pit stop here, so this will be his final stop. So a slightly different strategy than the leader Mihao, and he will continue for as long as he's going to continue for. I'm not sure what his strategy is right now, but he's got the fuel to go at least a couple more laps yet, which still puts him within the tire mandate window as well. Alright, so this is where my curiosity was stemmed. Where is Jay going to come out in comparison to King Ears? King Ears has just been released. Jakey's just coming through turn 3. He's going to be at race pace where King Ears has to build that momentum up, and Renegade actually just gets his lap back on King Ears as we head into turn number 4 there. And oh, Renegade got it a little bit wrong there. Big slide out there, a little bit of contact with King Ears. King Ears manages to keep his car stable, and it is Noir gonna take advantage of that and slip ahead of Renegade there for 7th place, and Renegade finds himself in 8th position there, and just a little bit of an error there by Renegade and cost him a position to Noir there. But I'm sure, as I stated, that battle is far from done between those two drivers yet. Alright, Mihao is 45 seconds right now over King Ears, and again has about enough fuel to probably get this last lap in. So I'm suspecting we're going to see a pit stop here on lap 35 from Mihao. King Ears is 45 seconds behind. Jakey is 3.2 seconds in behind King Ears, and with just under 8 minutes left on the clock, has potential to close King Ears in here and battle him for that position. Pigham's in 4th place here. He's got 13 seconds right now in behind those guys. We got little Nicky here tracking in 5th place. 3 seconds is that gap. Potential battle brewing between 4th and 5th here as well. Got Jay in 6th position. We got Jimmy here in 7th, and Renegade is just right there, tucked in behind here in 6th, 7th, and 8th place. So again, here we go with that situation. We got two cars battling for position. The battle is there right for this position. We're side by side. Here we go again between Noir and Renegade, and we got a lead lap car that is trying to chase down 4th position up ahead of him, and now has to deal with this battle happening in front of him here. So spicy racing happening here at Interlagos, and it's side by side action here between Renegade and Noir. Noir again holding that defensive line. This is textbook defensive driving here from Noir right now as he continues to hold off Renegade's charge. King Ears makes a mistake up ahead, and now things are getting really interesting as we have a lead lap car here now involved in this. King Ears makes the big mistake. Noir is going to get that lap back around him. Jakey is going to make it 3 wide in behind there, and he's going to take up into 2nd place. I'm not sure what happened to King Ears here there, but he is struggling right now with that tire compound, and he is sliding all over this racetrack here on the X's. Jakey's going to move it up into 2nd place, and King Ears finds himself now here in 3rd place, and right back in the middle of this blue flag situation here again, which has been one spicy blue flag situation here, let me tell you what. And that is a tough situation as a lead lap car. Those two drivers in front of them have every right to that battle they're in, and it is up to that lead lap car to try and find their way around those drivers while they're battling. So some tough situational racing here at the end of our Division 1 finale tonight, and boy, you just can't make this stuff up. You can't script it. It just, I tell you, every race is a different race. You just never know what to expect. But Mihao, 17-second gap over Jakey right now. Jakey is now tucked in back in behind Noir and is going to have to navigate around Noir here. But this is not now a situation where Noir is battling for position. So I do suspect that we're going to see Noir give the position up to Jakey once Jakey is close enough, which is pretty close here. So as soon as there's an available moment, we'll see Noir just get out of the way for Jakey here, and Jakey will go ahead and take that position up ahead of him here. It's 17.3 seconds for Mihao here, and Jakey is definitely going to want to not sit in behind Noir any longer than he needs to, because he's going to want to be getting up the racetrack with only 5 minutes and 8 seconds remaining on the clock, and well, try to close that distance up, see if we can get a race win here. Alright, so Noir is just coming out there. Jakey is closed in. He's in that slipstream here. Renegade's still right there. Do not count Renegade out of this battle here for 7th place. And a slingshot engaged here, but Jakey's just chilling right now. And there we go. Jakey's going to take a look up the inside there and heading into turn 1 and 2. Noir is not giving this away freely. And he does just move out of Jake's way there. He just pulls off the racing line. That was a textbook blue flag situation right there. I'm not sure. I thought we just seen smoke there off the side of the racetrack there, but it must have just been a burger stand, a little bit of barbecue smoke coming across the racetrack there. I thought maybe we had something happen in front of Jakey there, but no, it does not appear to be that way. Mihal's still moving and grooving. 16 seconds up the road here. Jakey has navigated around Noir there. Now this textbook blue flag driving there. Noir literally just got out of the way enough for Jakey to get through on the Alchemist line and tucked himself right in behind Jakey, and that's going to be good for his pace as he can just sit in that slipstream and pace behind Jakey right now. King Ears here in 3rd place. He is chasing down Renegade currently, who's gotten his lap back from King Ears recently. It's a mess back there. What's going on? It's absolutely fun, messy chaos, and we love it. And we got Pigums here in 4th place, and he's been able to take advantage of all the chaos that's going on in front of him here. That gap was like 14 seconds, now down to 10 seconds. If there's another 5 minutes on the clock and a little more of that happening, yeah, Pigums could have very well had a chance to potentially close up that gap more. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. We got little Nicky here in 5th place. We got J-Set here in 6th. We got Noir in 7th place. And Renegade track in 2.9 seconds behind. Renegade is not giving up on that fight. Mihao, though, is definitely losing time to Jakey, but the time on the clock is in his favor here with 3 minutes and, well, 5 seconds remaining on the clock. It's 2 laps to go, basically. Jakey is going to have 2 pretty spectacular laps here to close up 15 seconds on Mihao at this point in the race. So barring no mistakes from Mihao, it should be his race to win here today. We got Jakey in 2nd place. He's still got Noir tucked right in behind him there. We got King Ears in 3rd, tracking down the 8th place driver. Renegade up in front here. We got Pigums in 4th place, trying to track down King Ears. Little Nicky is closing in here behind Pigums. The push is on here from Little Nicky. He realizes he's running out of time, so he's got that loud pedal down. 1.4 seconds now, that gap. Jay said here he's chilling. He's just moving and grooving here in 6th place. He's got no pressure. He's chilling. He's just doing his thing. Good points there for him. We got Noir here in 7th place. Bit of scrappy race here for Noir tonight, and Renegade as well. So great fighting between those 2 drivers this race for sure. Definitely made for some exciting moments here.
Writing down timestamp. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, so Mihao, 13.7 seconds, and I mean, that lead is diminishing. We got 58. It's going to be 2 to go this time around for our race leader. It's going to be 2 to go for our 2nd place driver, Jakey, here as well as he comes across the finish line. So 2 to go for our front 2 drivers, and it looks like it's going to be final lap here for the remainder of the field as everybody comes across. King Ears here in 3rd position. We got Pigums here in 4th place, and boy, is Little Nicky closing in on Pigums here. So final lap here in this battle for 4th and 5th place is looking like it is going to heat up here. We got Jay in 6th place. Let's stick with this battle for 4th and 5th here. We'll keep an eye on that front pack and see where they're at. in relation to this battle happening here. As Little Nicky is in the slipstream, so he is slowly but surely closing in on Piggums here. So running out of a lap here, though, is Little Nicky. He's got about 2/3 of this racetrack remaining to try and make something happen on Piggums here. We are in this infield technical sector, so every little mistake is definitely going to be crucial here. Piggums definitely gets it a little bit wide there, but Little Nicky wasn't able really to capitalize. So let's see how it handles here. Little Nicky closes up under the braking here. He really got tight in underneath Piggums' rear wing here as we come around. And again, our race leaders are going to see another lap here. We are going to jump to that for a moment just to make sure we don't miss it here. Mihao is going to go around on his final lap here, so the race leader on his white flag lap. We got Jakey coming around here. It's going to be a final lap for Jake here as well as he comes around, and it's going to be King Ears here, I believe, taking a checkered flag as he comes around here. And Noir and Renegade potentially taking a checkered flag as they come through there as well. Renegade is going to finish in 8th place. It's going to be a 3rd place finish there for King Ears. Piggums and Little Nicky knows the tail here. Little Nicky's going to try the last second ditch effort there, and it's a drag race, but it's going to be Piggums in 4th place. Little Nicky with a great finish there in 5th place. Great attempt at the end of the race there, so it's going to be J-Set here, bringing it home here in a 6th position. And Little Nicky was definitely pushing. He needed one more lap there, and he might have had Piggums, but the drag race to the start-finish line, and Piggums beats him by about a hood length of this race car. Here to finish off round 10, so GG's to those two. Great race finish. We got J-Set coming through here. It's going to be a 6th place finish here in the finale for J-Set as well, and congratulations to him. We got Noir coming through. He is our 7th place driver, and I believe our race leaders are actually ahead of him here. That is a well-fought and a well-earned 7th place position for Noir and 8th place for Renegade. Those two fought for those final 2 positions on the racetrack here today, and they fought hard for them, so GG's to those two. But our race winner does go to Mihao here, and congratulations to him on a finale win. ERA Jakey gets the job done here, manages to find himself in 2nd place here in the race today. That was a great solid racing finish there for him. And Noir is going to be the last Division 1 driver to take checkered flag here in this inaugural season. GG's to all our racers, and unfortunately for Lucas with the DNF here today, mechanical issues on lap 3, and unfortunately had to bring the car in behind the wall, so you hate to see it. All right, fastest lap does hold with ERA Jakey at a 1:31.025 here as well. So congratulations to Jakey for snagging that L, so important bonus point. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. I was trying to figure out what happened there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to switch it to the Be Right Back screen here for a few minutes. We'll be on about a 10 or 15 minute break, and we should have our Division 2 race ready to go for everybody. So now's a good time to make a pit stop, refresh the bevies, get the snack bowls filled up, stretch the legs, and get ready for a Division 2 showdown to send off our season here from Race Asylum North America. So we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Get it right eventually.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I promised you a Division Two race, but I don't have a Division Two race to bring to you guys and gals watching at home. So, um, I mean, I've been trying for the last 20 some minutes here to track it down. I don't know if it's been shared. It's probably what it is. So, um, we're going to call it an evening then. With that being said, we'll be back live tomorrow here at GT45 Gaming at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, at 15 minutes before. So we'll call it 2:45 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be presenting a season opener for the Pure Racing League. So definitely want to tune in for that. We're going to have 3 races live for everybody tomorrow afternoon, all in order as well. We started last week. We had to postpone it due to game issues, so the season opener officially goes underway this weekend. I would like to say thank you to Race Asylum North America, Race Asylum in general. They've been a great organization over there, a super well organized group, and I look forward to seeing what season 2 has in store for it whenever it is that they decide that that's going to happen. I don't know who won the championship here tonight. We'll have to let the officials do what they do behind the scenes. They'll have to make everything official. They'll have to do the points calculation, and all that information will be found on Sim League Pro when it's ready to be released officially. Once we get that information, we'll make a social post out for everybody as well to let you guys know how it all broke down at the end of the season. On behalf of GT45 gaming community, I'd like to thank Race Asylum for the opportunity to be the broadcaster for this season, and I hope everybody enjoyed the Race Asylum races this season. We missed a few this season due to technical issues, but that's just par for the course of being a content creator. Unfortunately, sometimes our equipment just doesn't work. But much love to Race Asylum, much love to the viewers, everybody at home watching. Again, apologize for no Div 2 race, but we're not going to keep making everybody wait any longer than we need to. We'll let you guys and gals get on with your evenings or you go to bed, depending on what time it is where you're watching from, or just get on with your day if you're watching all the way from down under. So appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Remember, you all matter. Stay winning, and we'll catch you on the next one.